This is Loren Shook, the CEO and chairman of Silverado. So, Loren, why did you choose this field of work?
Well, I really grew up in the healthcare field. My aunt and uncle owned and operated a psychiatric hospital in Kirkland, Washington. So I learned about a service kind of business and working with people they also had a memory care, uh, unit of 20 dementia residents. So that it connected with me. It connected with what I thought my purpose in life was, is to work with people in the behavioral health field. I did that for 20 years after graduating with my undergraduate in business administration. And then I really felt called to go into serving people with memory impairment. And so that's why I pursued a career, working specifically on the assisted living level of providing of services because it gave freedom for me and my co-founders, Jim Smith and Steve Winter, to allocate the resources that we could, put out there to really changing the quality of your mother's life, my mother's life, as opposed to meeting so many regulatory needs that hospitals in the world I used to work with. I came from running my first hospital when I was 22 to being president of a company of 50 behavioral health hospitals throughout the U.S., Puerto Rico, and England, and the second largest dialysis company in the country, about 100 plus dialysis units then. That company is now called DaVita, and some subacute, a dozen or so subacute med surg hospitals. So I was well entrenched into Medicare challenges and the regulatory joint commission, you name it, all those entities that you have to meet their standards on. It was really refreshing in the assisted living world that you really had relatively few regulations. So we could put the resources to really changing your mother's life, and that was appealing.
And so, what do you like and dislike about this work?
This work gives you and all of our staff as well an incredible feeling of really making a difference in people's lives, and those people appreciate that. And so by making a difference, I mean, we take a person who can't walk and we have them walking again. So letting people be able to walk, whereas before they would have been restrained chemically or physically. We have the caregiver family members saying to me, thank you, thank you, thank you. You've given me my life back. So it's very fulfilling work.
So, what do you not like about this kind of work? If
What,
you have to pick one.
what do I not like about it? I think it would be great if we didn't work within a world where the media was the investigative reporter side of the media group. We're just trying to find you doing something wrong. For example, abuse is lower in this industry than it is at people serving their loved one at home. And nobody knows that. But the stories you see on the investigative reporter side of the media would make you think that a community setting is the worst place for your loved one to be, that there's much greater risk, and the public thinks that, and that gets people, that creates fear in people to access the services. So I guess what I like least about this industry is people's fear to access our services.
Okay. Next question is, looking back over your career, what would you have done differently?
Well, what would I have done differently is a good question, and I would have, knowing what I know today, I would have gotten a coach, a business coach, earlier on. And when I started, I was 22, and I had my first hospital as an administrator. I had no clue that there was such a thing as a business coach, and I chose mentors, and I chose people to model after, and that was the right thing to do. But it would have been really beneficial. Vance Caesar's my professional coach today. If I had a Vance Caesar with me when I was 22, it would have been really a magical difference in my ability as a leader and my ability to grow as a leader.
Last question. What do you see as a future of aging services management? It's a very comprehensive question.
The future, of aging services management is really very bright, and we've got some really excellent programs. The USC Senior Living Institute that the Davis School of Gerontology does with the Marshall School of Business. That's very innovative, putting together the science of aging with the business elements. And we did the second institute this year, and it was a home run again. With about 50 leaders in the industry. I think that there are opportunities for those kinds of programs to really abound throughout the U.S. But there are so many opportunities for us to enhance the quality of life for that customer and their families in very innovative ways. There's technology is, through Aging 2.0 and various other incubators, if you will, of new technology connecting the techno wizards, with the industry that says we got a need for this.
Mm-hmm.
That's just beginning. It's just an exciting field. There's a lot of opportunity. It depends on where your interests lie. If you're an architect, if you're a builder, if you're a lawyer, if you're an operator, if you're financially minded and want to finance the industry, it's an exciting world, because what we can create today is what a young person like yourself will eventually age into.